When it comes to talking about finances, most of the time you think about things like budget, investing, and then also debt management. But we want to talk about some of those maybe unexpected topics. And joining us here on the Action News 5 Digital Desk, back on the digital desk with us, is Tammy Trenta. She is the founder and CEO of Family Financial. Tammy, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Amanda. Thank you.
Yeah, so I want to go ahead and dive in. For me, I am one of those people, I'm a saver. I want to be planning. I want to make sure that I have that money set aside in case that emergency fund if something were to happen. But let's talk about some of these unexpected topics, like the psychology of money. Explain.
So the psychology of money is one of those topics that really gets overlooked. And when you think about it, it's so important because each of us grows up with these ideas about money, and perhaps we learned it from our parents, or we had some life experiences that shape our investing behavior. And so it's really important to be aware of those things. And in addition to that, there's also behavioral biases that many people have when it comes to investing. And a great example of that is people who see the stock market tank, everyone decides to sell. And it's like this herd mentality where you want to sell when things are doing great and not when things are going down. And when the market goes up, everyone wants to buy in. And so being aware of those biases, when it comes to just overall investing, I like to advise people to go against what their gut is telling them. So Warren Buffett said, be fearful when people are greedy and greedy when people are fearful. And I think that that's a good gut check when you're investing.
Sure. I want to talk now. We think all the time, retirement. Let's plan for retirement. I want to get to the point where I have enough money so I can retire. But what about the concept of just financial independence?
So again, we look to our parents, and maybe our parents worked really hard, and then one day they decided that they were going to retire, or perhaps they weren't great savers and they're still working. But I think that the younger generation is really redefining what retirement means. And I know when I think about retirement, I think of an old person sitting on a couch eating chocolates, or maybe going to play golf. But I like to use the word financial independence. And that means where work is optional. So if you are a good saver and you're a good steward of your money, you can design it any way you want. That could be taking, extended trips now that most of us are working remotely. So it could be little mini retirements. It could be retiring early. So I think that people just need to think about what financial independence means to them and create their own story around it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And like you were saying, this younger generation kind of redefining that. And one part of that to me is the idea of the gig economy. And you hear a lot of that these days, especially with the younger generation.
Definitely. People have options now. And I think it's one reason why the employment rate has been fairly strong, but the unemployment rate doesn't even factor in the gig economy. So if you leave a job where you are working for an employer to go drive an Uber or DoorDash or some other type of side hustle, those aren't even being included in the unemployment numbers or GDP. So I love the idea of the gig economy because it empowers people who might have a job but want to make some extra cash, that there's some other options out there for them.
One thing that I hear a lot about is cryptocurrency, the blockchain. It's becoming more mainstream, but I think some people are still a bit hesitant about it. Can you share maybe some insight?
Sure. So again, when the internet came out, that was something new, and people were able to email, and you were trying to dial in where you went into AOL and your email took 3 minutes to send, and things have evolved. And part of that evolution has been digital currency, a way to pay for things. And most of us are already using digital currency in, if we have Venmo or we're using Cash App or credit cards, it's a digital way of transferring money or paying for things. So cryptocurrency is an extension of that. Now, investing in it as an investment it's still new, it's still emerging, and there's a lot of volatility. So what I like to tell clients is buy what you know. If you're not sure or you don't know, then just don't invest in it. But certainly, I have a younger client base, and many of my clients have come to me with cryptocurrency. And so, we do help manage it and help them navigate it. But, I do tell people don't invest more than you can afford to lose, because it's still an unpredictable type of alternative investment.
That's good advice for sure, because I think a lot of people are leery about going that direction financially. Tammy, any other points that you feel like are worth mentioning? Any other topics that kind of stand out that aren't your typical financial related topics?
Sure. Well, I think technology has, it can be a gift. And today, you can look at your balance sheet through an app. There's apps to help you manage your budget. There are, I know one I really like is Rocket Money, because you have the ability to look at recurring subscriptions. And so if you're in a place where you do want to save more, those are some great tools to help you to find money that you can save that maybe you don't think is part of your budget.
Good stuff. I've heard a lot about Rocket Money, but I haven't tried it yet. So maybe you have convinced me that I need to maybe check that out, make sure that I'm not putting something, money places that I could be saving it. So Tammy Trenta, founder and CEO of Family Financial, I appreciate you hopping on here again on the Digital Desk. We love having you.
Thank you. Have a great day.